This segment is sponsored by the Bugmaster. We are into the nice warm months of the year and you might be wanting to go outside on the patio and enjoy yourself. Don't let mosquitoes ruin it for you. Here to tell us more about mosquito behavior and how to keep those pests away from your home is Dauphin Ewart. He is the owner and CEO of the Bugmaster. Dauphin, good to see you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's talk a little bit about the Bugmaster just off the top here, maybe for people who are tuning in for the first time and kind of what it is y'all do.
We've been serving Austin since 1981. My dad started the company back then and I've been running it for about 20 years now and run it with my youngest brother, Keld.
It's awesome, and you guys cover a wide range of pests.
We really do everything that you'd consider a normal household pest, ants, roaches, spiders, that kind of thing. We also do termites, mosquitoes, and then we also do wildlife stuff.
Yeah.
So rats, mice, skunks, possums, that kind of thing.
The ones that are a little bit bigger. It doesn't matter what the size is, just give you guys a call. Let's talk about the little pests today. We're talking about mosquitoes. And you wanted to cover some surprising spots that mosquitoes might be breeding around people's homes.
There's a lot of really common areas that I find people don't really think of. One of the most surprising ones that's super common is gutters. Leaves fall into those, water goes into them, and those become great sites for breeding mosquitoes. But really, any little area that can hold a little bit of water can become a breeding site for mosquitoes. And even if it dries out, so I even think of areas where there might be little indents in a yard or something like that, that can hold water during a rain. Those will become areas where mosquitoes will lay eggs, and then when the water comes back, those eggs can hatch. And so there really are just a shocking number of areas. Another common thing, a lot of people around town like to garden. That usually results in, piles of pots that you have around, and a lot of times those can hold a lot of water. One thing you'll see from time to time is tires, things like that are sitting in a yard, bird baths. There's just so many little areas around a home that can be breeding sites for mosquitoes that really you wouldn't think about, that are just normal parts of your house.
Even people who are trying to maybe do a rain catchment or a rain barrel situation, you've had some problems there.
Yeah, we've definitely seen rain barrels be a common area. Just, it's a large container of stagnant water. Large containers of stagnant water are great ways to breed a bunch of mosquitoes. So that can be a tricky thing if you're not emptying it out regularly, things like that.
So let's talk about some of the household remedies. I think we've all heard of citronella candles, plants, that sort of thing. Do they work?
Some of the, citronella candles and things like that, if they work for you, great. One of the ones that's pretty common, that's a good one that definitely will impact mosquitoes, is fans. They can't fly in high winds, so if you have a fan going, that can definitely knock down mosquito activity in that immediate area.
You're pretty excited about new tech that's on the market. You guys are using this for treatments that are really effective for mosquitoes.
When we do mosquito treatments, the thing that's different about the way that we approach it, we always do a two-component program. One of the pieces of our program is we use a station we refer to as an active mosquito station, and it has what's called a growth regulator in it. And a growth regulator interrupts the life cycle for mosquitoes. So mosquitoes are going to lay eggs, they hatch out, and then they become adult mosquitoes that drive you nuts, right? So if we can interrupt that cycle and have fewer mosquitoes hatch out, that's a great thing for your backyard. And so these stations are designed so that mosquitoes will go into them, they'll actually get covered with a little bit of this material. And then as they go out to those breeding sites that we were talking about earlier, that, the bird bath or the gutter or wherever it might be, they'll drop a little bit of that material into that breeding site. And the nice thing about it, it's such a small amount of material, it's not going to affect other things, but it is enough to break the breeding cycle in that breeding site. And so you're using the mosquitoes to distribute that treatment. And it's a really great way to reduce the mosquito population so that when we do our suppression treatments, when we do a mist treatment to knock down the adults, we're having to suppress fewer. That's always the tricky thing, right? The more there are to start with, the harder it is to keep control of them. If we can keep those populations around your property down, the suppression treatments are just all that much more effective.
A wonderful education this morning, Dauphin. Thank you so much.
Of course, thanks so much for coming in.
Let the Bugmaster deal with pests so you don't have to. Learn more about controlling mosquitoes and all the other services the Bugmaster provides at thebugmaster.com. This segment is sponsored by the Bugmaster.